I got the idea to make some little flowers here. I'll need to get rid of the background and see if this one's better. Yep, that's got a longer stalk. Also took some pictures of some bark. Make a tree later, but not today. Alright, we're gonna try to just add an alpha channel. See if we can select everything but most of the flower. Just have to adjust the threshold. How much feathering do I want to? Feathering is how much of the fringes, which I can feather it some and then make it either grow or shrink however many pixels. So we'll just do a couple of pixels and delete them. See what we got. That. Now when you use the alpha clip for the transparency, it'll get rid of some of the fringing, but you kind of want it kind of even. Yeah. I mean, you don't want it to be eating away at your image just to get rid of something in here, you know. So I'm gonna try to get this out. You can make the flowers either a forest tool to paint where you want to paint them, or I'll just make them a grass layer, like a layer for a ground cover. Get our eraser and go in. Do a Digital Foundry zoom, 400%. Oh, yeah, we go. Oh, I got something selected. You can't. I gotta unselect. I mean, no one's gonna see that, but you will see the holes in it. We got big holes, which, you know, bugs eat plants, you know, so I guess it don't really matter. But Remember, the sharper your lines are on the edges, the better it'll look when you do alpha clip. Alpha blend instead of alpha clip is when you got like a gradient. That ain't a gradient. Like a gradient of the amount of like that, where it'll fade over time to invisibility. That's when you would use the alpha, lens alpha, and the alpha blend mode. And I'll see if I can crop this to 1:1. That'll work. I'll get rid of this little bit of garbage here that's still on the screen. An easy way to check for garbage is put a new layer, add a new layer, new layer. You'll see it on there if there's any garbage left over. Since the original background was white, I'll put a darker color. But it looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. Image. So we'll get rid of that layer. Delete. Oh, we gotta scale it. I'll scale it to 20. Since it's closer to 2048, by 2048, I'll scale it. For your DDS images, they need to be power of 2. 1877 ain't power of 2. We'll export it as I'm put it in the art, and the levels art, not terrain. It's the art shapes ground cover. That's where I'll stick all my grass. It'll be a DDS, and I'll just call this a flower, or a flower. A flower 1, because I may already have a flower in there. But no, I don't see one. I guess we'll be okay on that. A flower. It's got transparency, so it's got to have a compression of BC3 and give it bitmaps. New layer. No, not new layer. Filters. Generic. Normal map. Give it some 3D texture. And okay. Now that has transparency also, but you don't have to export it as a BC3, since it's a normal map, which is only red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, red, blue, and yellow are the only colors. So you tell it to be a BC5 and generate bitmaps, and it'll save the yellow, and it'll save the red layer, and then the game will add the blue layer. That's why after you save these DDSs of normal maps, they look yellow if you just look at the image when you're putting it in the material editor, because the game engine adds the other layer. So now we go into well, if we want to just make it this flowers that we paint on the ground, we'll just need to make some just quick basic planes, which you delete that box, light the camera, and just add a mesh and a plane. Now I'm going to subdivide this one a lot more than I've done the others. So let's first scale it to the size of the flower, which we just need to look at the reference scale model I got in here. And scale that down to about that. That'll work. I will rotate this to 90 degrees. Edit. I'll subdivide. Edge, subdivide. And then there it is, randomize. Back to object mode. Object shade smooth. I'll give it a material. Now I'll just call it A_rows lower cases. Not rose, flower. It's not a rose. Alright, base color, image. Oh yeah, I was working on something else, an update for Ugly Head. Alright, I said I put it in the art shapes, ground cover. Oh crap, I screwed up something somewhere. Oh, that's another one. What did I do wrong? I have an extra. Somehow I saved. Oh, you see that? You gotta. Damn this damn thing. I don't know why it does. I hate the way this does these. The way it does these layers. But maybe I think I can just scale like this and say crop to selection image. Yeah. Now it saves it correctly. Which means I gotta save the other one too. Resave the other one. And go up to here, viewport shading. Or you can rotate the normal map, or you can just rotate the object. I'll just rotate the object. Move it. Well, actually, object set origin, 3D cursor, object set origin, geometry, and then just put it right there so it's on the ground. Duplicate it, rotate it around. So if you can just kind of imagine this black not being in here at all. That's how it'll kind of look. Sometimes these work great, sometimes they don't. That's why I subdivide them, to try to break the light up so it's a little different. I'll add a small plane. Because if you're up top, you know, that's what you're going to see.
Next time you can go back and get it. Every time I forget something of yours or whatever, I have to go back out and get it.
Okay, I think.
That was even mine.
And see how I kind of got this. Well, I don't quite have it exactly. But it somewhat lines up with that other little stem there. It kind of gives a flower, like if you're looking from the top, you see flowers. Now we can just duplicate it. And just to have a little variety, we'll just kind of have them, you know, just not exactly the same, you know. guess I can talk about it now. They lifted the NDA. But I had tried Riders Republic almost 6 months ago when it was an alpha test. I had applied for it and got in on that. Couldn't even enjoy it. It had, I mean, the NDA stuff was all over the screen to the point that, man, it'd give you a headache trying to play it. And like numbers linked to you've seen where people leak stuff, how they got the NDA. That's like beta stuff. When they alpha stuff, man, at least with Ubisoft with the Division 2, when that was an alpha test, and man, you couldn't even see the damn screen. There was so much stuff on it. They sent me a follow-up. What are my 2 cents? What did I think? Basically, I said, well, it'd be nice if I could have enjoyed it, but hell, I couldn't see nothing. It's got potential, but they lifted the NDA for this last beta, and they even extended the beta, which I played it for a couple days. It's not steep. I like steep, but I don't know. I may like it after I have more time to play it. I mean, I like what I played of it, but it's not replacing BeamNG for sure. But I feel like every game now it seems like they just push everybody to want to play with big groups of people. Man, I like playing by myself. People annoy me, when I play with people. They either rushing through a level really fast, and I'm one of them ones I like to take my time, walk around and look and appreciate like the artwork and stuff and the textures and the models, and I like to investigate everything. But like one of them games like Left 4 Dead, for example, now it wasn't Left 4 Dead, it was one of them Walking Dead games that they tried to make like Left 4 Dead. It didn't do well, whatever the name, I forgot what the name was. But I'm wanting to look. I love The Walking Dead. In fact, well, I'm pretty much I've seen every episode, and so I wanted to look around at the game, and investigate and see all the shit, people just rushing through it, just to do the objectives and hurry, come on, hurry. Man, damn all that. I think that'd be alright. What y'all think? That's the basic idea. You just, so if you're looking at the top, this is what you see. If you're looking at the side, rotate that one, because it won't look right if you just see this like a stem just abruptly. You do kind of want it where they look like the stems are going into something, so you just kind of check it. And then you do this if you're making a tree, if you're making limbs in this manner and you're connecting so stuff looks like it's supposed to connect. We'll have 2 stems down here, but that'll be perfectly fine. Bushes have lots of stems sometimes, so we ain't even gonna worry about that. Alright, we're gonna save our work. Join them all together. And a flower is the texture, and this isn't something you're going to collide with. So I mean, I'm not going to worry about that. In fact, I don't even think it doesn't even have to have like a collection with the base and the zero. It's just scenery. I don't think it even needs all that. So export it into the game as it is, and put it in your level, art, shapes, ground cover. That's where the model is also going to go. We'll say copy. Well, the texture's already in there, but I just hit OK and pull it up to game, the level, and we'll just do a ground cover first. We'll add it to a ground cover that's already on there. See how it kind of blends in with some of the other grass that's already on here. We do got to make the texture first. A flower. See it up there at the top, a flower. We're gonna open up a dedicated window. If you wanna hold down shift and move your right click, hold shift, click your right mouse button, you can move the light around the object to get different angles and views. Alright, now we'll give it a normal map. Well, let's go ahead and do the advanced. Make it double, well, before we do double sided, let's just see the alpha clip, how that's going to look. Which, like I said, it was already very clean. There was a couple spots I missed, but the alpha clip will take care of that. What we want to do is basically get rid of the fringing. And this shouldn't take much, just a tad to get rid of what's left. But like I was saying earlier, the more you start moving it, the more it's going to start eating into the image up until, you know, complete alpha, which whatever the difference was between alpha and the closest thing to it. So that's what that does. And you also got lens alpha, but you don't see that here, but it would also, well, you just don't want to do that for a lot of grass, as you're going to have 100 alpha transparencies on top of one another, or a million, however many grass blades you got on the ground. And then we'll double side. If you don't double side it, you'll just see the front, and you'll go on the other side and you won't see anything. And if you find you don't like the colors, you can adjust these colors. You know, I mean, you could make blue flowers, green flowers. Oh yeah, don't mess with the alpha. You can pretty much change this to whatever you want. But we'll leave it what I had it where we had it. But what I'm saying, you could save this several times. I mean, make a flower 1, a flower 2, a flower 3, and have all of them different colors, and you got several colors of flowers that you can put on ground covers. So once we're happy with this, we'll just save it. And we'll go into our ground cover. Now let's find one that it might go well with. Which I got a do something about them. I don't know why they look like that. And these look like this. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I know them stick out like a sore thumb when they're looking at them. See, like these on the wall back here don't look quite right. I don't know, maybe it's the light hitting it. But some of them look different to me, which is annoying. It's like glowing in the dark almost. I made this wheat the same way. Now there's two wheats here. There's game field grass, and then you got these little thingies here. I had made a video where I made these, but I wasn't really happy with how they turned out, so I didn't even bother fooling uploading that. But they do kind of look nice blowing back there now that I look at them. Which they look a little better than up close, but I think it works kind of nice. Alright, let's just pull the model in here to see how the model looks. Because if the model ain't any good, then we ain't no point in going any farther. Go to all models. I think, what did I call it? Lowercase, uppercase, A flower. Maybe A. There, I don't see it. What I exported as. Oh, flower one. There it is. There's our flower. I think it looks alright. The normal map's a little strong, but I think it'll work. Could have eased off that normal. I gotta crank that normal map up to like 40 or 35 or something. Alright, let's stick that on one of these layers of grass. But first I'll show you how to do the forest tool. Stick it on the forest. Just go to your forest, paint, find your little forest editor thing, go to meshes, add new mesh, and then you'll navigate to where you exported from Blender into the level, which is the level, your level, art, shapes, ground covers where this went. So then you pick the mesh. None of this wind will make a crap difference because we didn't do vertex painting on the model, so don't worry about any of that. That ain't gonna make a difference. Then you go to brushes, add new brush group. I'll just call this my flowers. Hit enter. If you don't hit enter, it won't save the name. Then add new brush element. So if you just type in something and just click off of it, it's going to change back. So you got to hit enter. Now, with the element, when the element go into your inspector and where you see forest item data, now you're going to pick that flower. And now you can paint those flowers. Now, that's kind of a small flower. So when you're in your brushes here, when you got your element picked, each element's got its own, all these variables. I'm going to have these scale up considerably and have some smaller and some bigger than others. The probability also is just 1. I don't have to sink it or raise it out of the ground because it's already set pretty good for the ground. So I guess depending on how much stuff's already around, how much it's gonna actually add in there. Which I don't think I need to really put this on its own grass layer. I think if I had my own, if it's on its own layer of grass, it's just gonna be a little harder to control. But I'll still show you how to do it. If you want to put, you put however many you want, you know. But let's pick a layer. It's already got grass. We'll pick this other grass that I wasn't too crazy about. This is one of the other ones I made, but I didn't really like it much. I did it first, and then I decided to make the other grass. I think I can never make my mind up. Close the forest tool. Go up here to ground cover. Now, since we made a model, and it's not just a flat image, it's an actual model, you'll go to the ground cover. Let's find one. Alright, there's one. See that little bit of grass there? I'm just going to increase the amount so that there's more of it. Alright, now what I'll do is go to types, and I'll tell this grass where I want it to grow, which we'll pick a terrain paint. Let's see what grass 3. No, that's they got the wheat. Grass 4. What's grass? What's just grass 1? We'll put it with grass 1. So we'll say layer grass 1. It's got a capital G. And we'll pick a shapefile name, which is going to use the image for those types, but it'll also be adding in a flower also. So in your level, art, shapes, ground cover, this is where you'll pick the DAE file. That's the model. Where when you make an image for texture, you're picking the DDS or the PNG or JPEGs. For this, for shapefile, you're picking the model, the DAE file. Now, if you don't lock frustum here, it's going to flicker something crazy. Alright, so now to see these appear, and the probability is 1. Oh yeah, I'll make these scale up bigger also. Now when I move this grid size by left clicking and dragging, you may have to double click and type something, but whatever, that's when you'll see it update on that layer. So wherever that which one did I say? Grass 2? Oh, grass 1. I'm not seeing them update for some reason. Oh, they are updating. Yeah, it's working. It's probably got to do with the... See, there's clump. I don't... You know, I haven't fooled with the clump. But it's got to do with clumping. And there's other stuff. It drawing other stuff. But it's got to do with the clumping. I haven't got to fiddle with all them settings. So you feel free to fiddle with them. But it's probably simply has to do with clumping, because there's already other meshes in here. But if I put it on the ground, oh well, I don't know, folks. Maybe one of them damn things where you gotta reload the game. Oh, you know, that's what it is. I was determined to figure it out. Alright, so you also have a cull radius, which where it'll cull out the 3D object. Depending on how far you are, it'll cull it. There, shape cull. That's what that is. The shape cull. That's how far it'll draw your models into the back. That might be why I wasn't seeing them, because I had it culling too close. I bet now I go over there's probably a damn million flowers. Or I was painting like a madman and wasn't seeing anything. Yeah, everywhere I was painting there's flowers now. So it was painting all along. I just wasn't seeing anything because I had the damn cull radius here too close. See, if it's culling too close, you ain't gonna see nothing when you paint. That's what it was. Which you don't want your 3D stuff culling far away. You gonna have some really crappy performance if you do. But that's what that is. That's what that was. Sorry I made this video a lot longer by sitting here fiddling and trying to figure this out, but I'm glad I got it figured out now. Now to get rid of the flickering, like I said, that's the lock frustrum. But it also looks like when you lock the frustrum, you can't add any more. Or can you? Oh, yeah, you can. I just got the cull too close again. The flickering I'm talking about. Take off cull and start moving your camera around. And, of course, you ain't gonna see it flickering, because I'm telling you it will. But if you see flickering, just lock the cull frustrum. I mean, lock the frustrum. Where'd all my models just go? Oh, that's weird. Well, they're all back. It looks like I got the damn alpha, the wrong alpha picked. Let me look at this thing. Yeah, I still got, no wonder my performance sucks. I still got lens alpha on in alpha blend. That's gotta be none. That's why I was acting funny. Okay. I still got crappy performance. But you do get lesser performance in edit mode than you do game mode. Looks like there's still a little white halo around that. That's where you adjust your alpha clip. Get rid of that white fringing. Well, anyways, I'm gonna put this model and the textures, I'm gonna stick them on OneDrive if anybody wants them. Yeah, and sorry you had to stick around if you stuck around to see me figure out this thing, but now I know. I didn't know what that shape culling meant, but that has to do with adding these 3D objects. So I will not save. I won't save this, or I'll have a lot of damn work to do to clean it up, to fix it back.